Happy New Year! Wow.
Happy New Year.
Look at that. The first episode of a brand new year.
Happy New Year.
Man, what a time. Are you happy? Is it
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm a solid maybe 7 right now, maybe.
7?
Yeah, solid
cool.
7.
Yeah,
you know, a bit tired, but...
A satisfied new year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, great
cool.
New Year.
Yeah.
It's the eve of the Daleks. It was New Year's Eve yesterday.
Correct.
We get it 2nd of Jan here.
That's right.
Even Dan yesterday was like, where's the special? I can't find it. I'm like...
Idiot.
Numbnuts.
Idiot.
We get it on the 2nd. What are you talking about? Just like every time, every year. We get it on the 2nd.
To be fair, It's called Eve of the Daleks, so maybe he thought it was coming out on New Year's Eve in the UK and out in Australia on the 1st.
Man.
But then they couldn't call it Day of the Daleks because that's already that's a classic story. That's a classic story.
Chibnall loves his of something, you know, of Cybermen.
Yeah,
sometimes
I kind of feel
Daleks.
like over time he's slowly gone
Sea Devils,
like easier and easier. Oh my god! Spoilers for the next time
Didn't we
trailer.
just say the other day that that's the one thing they haven't done?
Yeah,
we literally
Sea
said that
Devils.
on the Christmas special.
It's madness.
Well, no, you said you were like the one thing they haven't done is the Sea Devils,
Yeah.
and we were like, you did it.
We're doing it, baby.
You did it.
Chibbers has done it all.
Surprised that didn't leak, or maybe it did. I don't know, but I don't
Yeah.
know if there was any rumors. But
There's rumors literally every season about it, so I think when shit maybe was real,
True.
no one actually believed it. It was just kind of like, oh, it's just another standard rumor.
That was
I think
really
that
cool.
episode looks really cool, but we'll talk about that at the end of this episode.
just exciting, you know.
We're your 50% boys, back at it again with a fresh new year, and we got a brand new episode to talk about. So weird because we only had a new episode like a month ago, less than a month
This is
ago.
only 1 of 3 this year, so it's kind of weird we got one straight out of the way.
It is.
Literally,
We have
the first day of the year, second for us. That's what we
it's hard to think this is actually 2022. Hey, I was typing in because I have a spreadsheet where we keep all our episode ratings and the guests we had on and what they thought of the episodes and stuff. I have a big spreadsheet, and so I made a separate tab just for the 2022 specials. And I was like, hold on, this episode's part of the 2022 specials. This is crazy. We're in 2022 now.
Mm-hmm.
Bizarre, man. Got to do something with myself.
The 3rd season of the show.
That's right.
Technically, I guess.
Yeah, if we want to look at it like that. In that canology that we made up in Hyde.
Yeah.
That's going to make no sense to anyone because we only had this discussion in the episode
It
that hasn't come out yet.
Fuck.
So
we filmed ahead.
We filmed ahead. So on Monday, you will have... it's Monday? No.
Sunday today.
Fuck, time is crazy. Yeah. Time loop. Madness. Next Monday, let me fact check that for you with the calendar date. Next Monday, the 10th of January, is when you'll hear our next episode, which is going to be our Hyde review. And then it's back to normal from there. The craziness will be gone, and we'll be doing the last 5 episodes of Series 7, which will be a lot of fun. And then we'll do something a bit different after that as well, which maybe we'll get into in a bit. But yeah, you have Hyde, which we've pre-recorded already. So if we do reference anything else that we've discussed, if it's all timey-wimey, there's going to be a bit of a, I don't know.
Just like this episode, bro. It's timey-wimey.
It is, yeah. So Hyde next Monday, and then we continue on back to our regular schedule of episodes. Because it has been weird, hey. It's been weird like 3 months for this show.
Yeah. I mean, like, just with... it felt odd today waking up like we did for... I mean, I only got to watch this once. I didn't make notes like I normally would. I was thinking that this morning. I, for once, watched an episode of Doctor Who before you. Because normally you're up the fucking earliest and you always watch it before me. But then I finished it, and then the second I finished it, you sent me a Snapchat saying watching Doctor Who, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
So
it
was kind of nice though to go back to it. It's kind of sad also that we won't get it. I mean, it's not even confirmed for Easter. We think it's Easter.
Yeah, I'm surprised they've not said.
Yeah, I thought maybe they would.
Yeah.
But that's,
we'll find out.
But we'll find out,
Yeah, Easter's not too bad. It's only... 4 months.
About 4 months.
I think it'll actually go pretty quick. I kind of like this special idea.
I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah. I'd rather, honestly, if it got to a point where Doctor Who was taking so long to make that you only get an episode every 2 years, honestly, I'd rather, this is controversial, but maybe for a few years, scrap doing seasons and stuff and just do like 4 specials a year for like 4 or 5 years until you get your shit together.
Well, we might be getting one special for just next year, isn't it? That should be it. There won't be another season
next year
for Russell's.
It's a season though. He's doing a season.
Is that confirmed or was that just rumored?
I'm pretty sure. Like they're shooting it. They've confirmed hot off the press.
Is it?
They've confirmed that they're shooting in I think it's spring next year, which for us is autumn.
Yeah, it's always so confusing when they say that in England, and you're like, okay, so what's that for us?
So we'll expect them to start shooting it in like October. April. No, like April next year.
That's out on,
So like April May, June kind of areas when we'll start to see them shooting Series 14. And because obviously if it was only for one special, I don't think they'd be shooting over a year and a half in advance, you know? So it's going to be a full series. And he said he's written scripts already. So I reckon we're going to get like a 5-part miniseries in November or something.
How can they keep saying they're like going to be doing auditions for the Doctor scene? How can they write scripts if they haven't got a Doctor? That makes like no sense.
Well, it depends, because a lot of the time, well, most of the time, to be honest, people write like film scripts and stuff without the actors in mind. Sometimes they have actors in mind, sure. And if you're lucky enough to be able to get those actors, then great. But yeah, I feel like with something like Doctor Who, you'd probably want to have the Doctor cast. But then again, like I doubt they would have cast Eccleston prior to him thinking up what he's doing with Series 1, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a cover-up or if they really haven't cast yet. I don't know.
Might be a bit of both. Might be a bit of
like...
they
filmed the Regeneration, remember?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That throws that off. Wow.
They demolished the set unless it's not on the TARDIS, which I doubt.
I'd be fucking keen for that. Hey, don't do a regen on the TARDIS for once in your life.
It's a bit old.
Yeah, it does. It gets very, very old.
TARDIS, I don't know. It's from memory.
All of New Who has the first Doctor was in the TARDIS. Second Doctor, I think, was like some weird ass shit between him being sent to Earth or something. I don't know, man.
Tom Baker was on the grass.
Hold on.
End.
Per tweet to Tom Baker was just in unit, I think. I think it was just in the unit laboratory. Baker to Davison is at the bottom of a satellite, on the grass. It looks like a studio. It definitely is on a studio, but it's meant to be like outside.
Isn't that when that weird ghostly figure walks? And then
what's it called? Classic Who fans are going to be screaming at me right now. The Watcher. And then 5 to 6. Where's that? Where does that happen? I've not seen that one. I've not seen Caves of Androzani. And then 6 to 7 is like the weird one where it's like on the TARDIS, but it's Colin Baker wasn't actually there for it. Then 7 to 8 is in a hospital. Yeah. In the TV movie. Mm-hmm. But then we had slab. 8 to War. We saw that in the minisode. It's out in it's on the the Sisterhood of Khan or something.
True.
Something like that.
Yep.
So that's cool.
But then like
then Water 9
it's in the TARDIS. Yeah. So it's pretty much TARDIS.
It's about time we shake that shit up.
Yeah. Or maybe, I don't know. It's just, who knows if it's been shot, who knows if it's been cast. I don't know. In this day of leaks, like so much leaks these days, it's just like, I don't know. It's hard. The last thing they want is for the Doctor to get leaked, just like Russell's return did. Yeah.
I feel like now is between this and this next episode, Legend of the Sea Devils, great name. I love that. Between these two episodes, I think is the best time to announce it, because that means, because after Legend of the Sea Devils, they're going to be beginning to ramp up for Jodie's last episode, and you don't want it to steal the thunder of Jodie's last episode. So I feel like doing it between these two episodes is the right old time, I think. It's
like we don't think that Doctor will be in that episode.
Yeah, it is.
That's weird.
It is very weird. Unless they do like a starts regenerating, roll credits.
hey, you know what? Maybe like everyone keeps asking me what I'm looking forward to this year. I'm like that first 2 minutes of a Russell script. technically.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. You're right. Maybe we'll just go credits and we don't get it in 30 year.
Who
knows?
Anyways, your boys are back in action for a little bit of talking about Eve of the Daleks.
50% cat.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Eve of the Daleks was the 2022, oh, what a year, New Year's special of Doctor Who. It continued from the end of The Vanquishers, which saw the Doctor's TARDIS still damaged from the flux. Attempting to reboot it, the 13th Doctor accidentally traps Elf storage and everyone inside it within a time loop. It also dealt with the consequences of the Doctor allowing the Dalek war fleet to be destroyed in the final Flux event, with Dalek executioners being sent to exterminate the Doctor in revenge. My first takeaway after this episode, Connor, was we still don't know what the universe is like after Flux. Is the universe destroyed? Has it been rebooted? I don't know, man.
Yeah, me either. I mean, Dan has that line where he's like, you did save the universe, but I guess that could just mean, like...
what's left?
Stopped it all from going. Yeah, you don't know.
But it's also like...
don't know.
You know, they destroyed all the Daleks in the Flux. Yeah, there's Daleks here.
That,
so there must be some form of reboot in the universe that have happened.
I don't know. And no one really seems to on Earth kind of like mention it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they've got any, I don't know, memory of it, but...
Yeah, the one thing that got me was none of the two characters in this episode ever go, this is one of those things that invaded Earth last New Year's.
Dan didn't either.
Yeah.
I thought that. Is it that fucking stupid thing that Steven wrote in when Amy forgot the Daleks?
The crack.
Like, because of the crack.
The crack just stops everything from being remembered.
Yeah, what's the excuse this time? Literally, it was last fucking New Year's they all invaded.
Bizarre.
The Sentry drones.
That's crazy.
I guess they looked a tiny bit different. Oh, no, because the Bronze Daleks were in it as well.
Yeah, they came down, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't get that. Why do people not know what it is?
Shit.
What did you think then?
Okay, yeah, what did I think? Eve of the Daleks.
I want to know what you think.
Yeah?
I hope you feel the same way as me.
I think... I really enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Yeah, did you?
I fucking loved it.
Yeah!
This is my favourite...
Woo! Round of applause.
It's my favourite, which isn't saying much, my favourite Chris Chibnall episode.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, I think so.
I loved it.
I think
I really fucking loved it. It's not amazing and perfect, but I thought it was really good.
I think it's a real fun special, and it's,
yeah.
I really think it shows how good stuff can be when it's like,
yes.
Pressure makes a diamond.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Have you read that this episode was written in 2 weeks?
I did.
I did. Literally, when I read that a few weeks ago, I was like, that's either going to mean this episode is Chibnall's best script or his worst. Mm-hmm. And I think it's his best one.
And it's contained, which I think, again, it's like someone that made like Midnight so great. And I think that's so like underrated these days for writers to do an episode like this where it is just like contained.
Yeah.
I love that kind of containment. No pun intended. Elf storage.
Whoa. The S fell off.
The S fell off.
Which, by the way, I thought the script was actually pretty funny this week. I actually chuckled at a few bits.
I was not reading it. I was listening to this and I'm like, wow, like this is good. Like this is actually good. Like I could see like Steven or Russell writing it. Like I was like, okay, this is not what we've been gone before. Yeah. I've not liked the last two Dalek New Year's specials. I was really apprehensive about them doing a third one. Like it made sense, but I was like, but I love this wasn't just some fucking bit like, the flux was like going here, there, everywhere. Like, I'm glad it wasn't just some like world ending thing. It was like it was just contained. It was in the same place. There was literally like only like five characters pretty much. Yeah. Like that's it. Like I love that. It's bizarre.
It's and for me, this episode, like in the most joyous smell ever, smells like COVID. Like you can tell that this episode was very like. The filming schedule, they didn't even know how many fucking episodes they were making, I feel like, because it was 8, then it was 6, and then it was 6 with 3 specials. And so that explains why this episode was only written in 2 weeks, because they were like, oh, okay, we'll do that. Yeah, whatever.
Who would help?
And the fact that, they only got 2 other outside actors into it. It's all shot like in sets / that storage facility and stuff. It like smells of the power of a production team pushing through everything, all the odds, and making a pretty solid episode of Doctor Who, I think. Yeah.
We spoke a lot about, hopefully, with this season and these specials, about them utilising the idea of COVID, like obstacles, opportunities, and I think this was the perfect way to do a story. I could see people actually sitting down on New Year's Day, and it really did feel like a bit of an epic adventure. I think that's exactly what it needed to be. For the first time in fucking years, I actually thought the Daleks were menacing. I thought they were scary again. There's a lot of like dark alleyways, a little dark like hallway story, and like the Daleks creeping up, like they felt dangerous,
I think a lot of that
scary.
comes down to a first-time Doctor Who director, because I thought this was going to be Jamie Magnus Stone, but it's not. It's Anita Lafour.
Yes.
Who, if we should have a look, just find out a little bit more about Anita Lafour. God, this I'm gonna.
It's link after link after link.
Link after link over here. But yeah, I thought her direction was really good. Oh, she's done a lot of different things in film. Lots of script supervising. She's directed. She's got 7 director credits. Eve of the Daleks, and then just short films. This is her first ever.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's the biggest thing she's ever done, and I think she did a really great job.
Yeah, I agree. For a really contained episode, I thought this could be really like hard to direct sometimes in the set, because becomes like the sense it could just come across as boring.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially an idea like a story like this, which is not like new. It's like very Groundhog Day-esque. It's not new per se, but I feel like my biggest worry going into it, and I'm sure this is your biggest worry too, was like the second time the clock rebooted again. I was like, I really hope this doesn't get old. And I think for the most part, they really pulled it off.
You know what I think that came down to? A really good idea of having every minute the time loop gets shorter.
100%.
So every time the stakes get higher and the pacing gets faster and faster. And this is like Chibnall's best paced episode by far. It had, even though it was ramping up throughout the episode and getting more and more intense, which was great, it still gave you a bit of breathing time. Some really good character beats in there for the guest characters and for something I never thought I'd say is actually happening, Thasmin.
Yes.
A bit of Doctor and Yaz. I don't know where Thasmin... What is the word? Because like shipping names?
I think it's the Doctor.
So
I think it's the... Yeah.
The from the Doctor is the Thasmin. Wouldn't it be like Dasmin?
Yeah, that could be good. Dasmin.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Amend it, Twitter.
Yeah, look, I think that'll definitely be addressed in the next two. I've always hated any Doctor companion relationship. I think it's kind of cringe, but to be honest with you, I think they handled it pretty well in the episode. I think that I kind of liked it because again, I don't like this whole. I can't even hate the Doctor being married to River. I think it's just unnecessary. I've always personally seen the Doctor as an asexual character, but that's just now modern Who. That's just not really what it's been, which is fine. But yeah, if they're gonna do it, I feel like they were gonna do it, and they did it like this. And I think one of my biggest faults episodes, I feel like Dan had pretty much nothing to do apart from a scene where
he had one really
Yaz and then one with the Doctor.
Yeah, there was a few. He had a few good scenes, but upon the whole, it was it didn't have a lot to do because when
I kind of felt like it was like Rory.
I liked it when he went and saw the Dalek.
Just kind of there, just to be there,
Totally. With Thasmin, for me, I was the same as you. Ever since Rose and the Doctor in series 2, I've kind of been I don't need any more Doctor companion romance stuff. River and stuff, it's not the best. Kind of works because she is just in and out. It's not doesn't bag down the season like season 2 did. But you know what? At least with what they've done with it so far, I agree. I think it was handled really well, and I genuinely kind of had a bit of a smile on my face when it happened. I did not think it would be something that would get addressed properly.
Yeah.
I thought maybe in Yaz's in Yaz and Jodie's final episode, which has now been confirmed, it's Yaz's final episode as well. That was never said for a while. I never would have guessed.
What?
But I just kind of thought that it was going to have one last line about it.
I love you.
Yeah.
I know.
Or
probably like that.
I kind of thought it was going to be Dan and Yaz leave the TARDIS and the TARDIS dematerializes, and then Dan's you love her, don't you? And Yaz is yes, she's the one that got away. And then cut to Jodie regenerating or something.
Never to be seen again.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think they did it the best they could. I like that scene, especially between Dan and Yaz. Although he said we spent 4 years together. I swear it was 3.
It was 3, but then...
I swear the flux took part in a couple of days.
Maybe...
I swear it did. I don't think it was 4 years.
I don't have an answer.
I don't think it was 4 years.
Maybe because it's 3 years that they were traveling. And let's maybe say they rounded down that it was 3 years. Maybe it was 3 years and 2 months or something.
It's been about 4 years together.
But then between, it's been a month or a week or so since Flux happened.
That was crazy. Yeah, because he's well, you did...
You saved the world last week, which I thought was great.
To be fair, because that happened on December 5th.
It's now New Year's Day.
And that's New Year's Day.
So that's another month?
It's been a couple of weeks, yeah.
And then the first 1 to 3 episodes of Flux all take place over a day.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. It's not long between them all.
Yeah. I don't know where that math comes from.
Maybe after Dan said that line in the episode, to be fair, time does pass after that, so it could have been an extra year.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe Dan walked out.
That's how we spend our free time, by the way. A line that Chibnall probably just fucking forgot that it wasn't 3, it was 4, and we're just discussing it in our
Maybe
spare
Dan
time.
Walked out of shot and went, oh fuck, it was 3 years, wasn't it?
3 years.
Maybe that's what he meant.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? I thought that scene was really cool though, and he did kind of cool for the first time pretty much ever. I think someone actually like, you know, the Doctor got called out in this episode quite a few times, which I think is fair, because I still don't know why we're still doing this. With now only 2 episodes ago, we're still doing the fucking, oh yeah, I'll tell you later. Yeah. I'll tell you later. Don't worry. Oh yeah, no, what I said that, nah, forget about that. I didn't mean anything. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
We've got 2 more to go, and I really doubt much is going to get addressed next episode. I doubt it.
Yeah,
I really doubt it.
I like how Yaz is getting a bit more like pissy.
Yeah, like
with like every time the Doctor loses her shit, she gets like a bit more like, stop fucking talking to me like that.
Yeah.
Like,
oh god, it's kind of hard to watch considering you know how she feels and like she's kind of ignoring it, and it's like, I don't know how the Doctor will. I don't know if we'll, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, everyone keeps saying like, will they get the kiss? I don't know if they will. I've never got the impression that Jodie's Doctor feels that way about Yaz. Like, she does seem very alien in the sense that she doesn't really have that much human emotion. I don't know, but
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Maybe they will get the kiss.
What did you think of Jodie this episode then?
I thought she was good. Yeah, I'm starting to like her Doctor a lot more. It just really hurts that this has happened so late. Like, what is this, the 7th episode now? I've really enjoyed. Well, mostly really enjoyed. The flux was kind of up and down, but I still enjoyed it as a whole. Yeah. It's hard. I don't know. I saw someone on Twitter the other day was just like, let's have an honest discussion about how we feel about this era, and everyone was being really respectful, which I really appreciate, by the way, because I commented on there, and I was, you know, I got a couple of likes, but I was just like trying to say like, you know, love the show with my heart, but it just really hurts that I feel like only now like I'm feeling something towards this season, well, this era, and Jodie's Doctor, and it's about to end, and at the time I said like 3 episodes time because it was a couple of days ago, and literally all the comments were pretty much saying the exact same thing. To be fair, again, really in a respectful way, not this whole fucking like not my Doctor thing.
Yeah, them bloody NMDs.
Goodness me,
NMDs nuts.
But yeah, it's. I think the most hurtful thing is that I'm actually really enjoying it now, just to know it's going to end in now 2 episodes.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I do feel really sorry for Jodie as well, because I think she caught the brunt of it when I don't really think a lot of it was her fault. Like, yeah.
It's like now they're actually giving her like proper material to work with, I feel like.
And then go, bye.
And then bye. Like when she got to give that speech, what was really cool. And then that shot where they like turn around and they face off against the 3 Daleks was so badass.
Also, I loved Sagan's score.
Yeah?
I thought it was fucking great.
Yeah, it's good, eh?
There's so many firsts for this episode. I think all the characters were great. I think the guest cast was great.
Yeah.
I actually gave a shit about the guest cast. I actually gave a shit about the characters on the screen, which is, you know, a bit rare these days. To actually care about characters was nice.
What?
I don't know.
You know what I really loved about this episode? Was like, for the first time in... I don't want to say the first time, but it's rare in Doctor Who where you get a pretty, like, focused theme in an episode. Like, Flux was all over the place. And, you know, granted, it was a blockbuster series, you know. Blockbusters, you don't usually get the most concise like theme in the narrative, but this episode was literally just about telling the people that you care about that you love them, and I just thought that was a great New Year's Day thought, and also like, you know, because it was between the Doctor and Yaz, it was between the guy and the girl, it was between who was it? There was one of the girl and her mom,
even the mom, yeah.
Like it was like this. There was a theme there, and I thought that was. It made this episode really like stand out thematically for me, I think.
Yeah, even the lessons that Dan has learned from the Flux, for instance, when he was talking about Di, when he was like, you know, that he waited too long, and I think that was a really good way to show the other side of it, where like it doesn't work out because maybe it's your fault or someone else's fault. It really was some top notch stuff. It was again cool to see. The Daleks in... I can't remember the last time I really enjoyed a Dalek episode like this.
Yeah, because it would be like...
I literally can't remember.
Yeah, this is definitely like the best one since...
Maybe Still on Earth for me. I didn't even love them that much in that, to be honest. I thought it was a kind of naff Dalek story, which was a really cool ensemble casting.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I loved it. I really thought it was cool.
I don't really remember. I think I'll like Into the Dalek a lot more when we get to it this time.
That'll be soon,
that's the only one that I'm kind of like, maybe that's on a similar level to this.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah, really solid Dalek story. The whole cast I thought was really good. You know what I loved? Was Dan has outsmarted a Dalek, done something that no one's ever thought of doing, and it's getting so close to a Dalek that it can't fucking kill you. Like, that was great.
That's like literally what everyone always thinks. Like, whenever I had dreams as a kid, I would just like run up and like try and snap off its like eye or like you know go around it. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what you should do. Also, I like the duck as well with the two.
Yeah, that was clever.
Smart.
And at first I was like, surely they wouldn't be destroyed by their own lasers. And then I was like, hold on, that's how literally the Time War got solved. Was Gallifrey disappeared and all the Daleks killed each other in the crossfire.
I love that. All the gunfire from their own like fucking guns will hit each other.
Silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a dumb thought. But it worked in this. I thought was cool, and it was cool to see the Dalek inside dying.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you think of the whole? Obviously, it was like quite either studio or like a location bound because it was just COVID. I thought it was a really cool idea to be like in like the storage lot. Like, did you like that?
Yeah, I think it worked for this episode because it really played into it being a confined space. There's no way out, really. I think that worked. The one thing that I was kind of about, and maybe there's a line that explained this, but so the whole storage is stuck in a time loop, right? And they can't get out the front door, but the back door still works. The back door was
fine, yeah, but it was like an old door which wouldn't. There's a line where it's like, I haven't opened you in years, but now you will. I don't know, maybe it got a bit rusty. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Problem solved,
that is
I guess.
weird how on one side it was you can't go, but on the other side it's fine.
Yeah.
That is a bit weird, actually.
There's a bit of a plotty holey, maybe. I don't know. There was one other thing that I thought was funny or convenient or something. I don't know. I don't recall. But it was very refreshing to go outside in those last couple of scenes. I thought was really nice.
Yeah, I thought the Sonic sometimes is a little bit too convenient. Like, it's like, I can block your blasters. I know, like, the darts, like, I learned, but I was like, oh, hang on. But another thing was, like, Joe was like, I can projectile, like, heat signals all around the building so it confuses the Daleks. I'm like, since fucking when?
Yeah.
And she's like, it's my party trick. And I'm like...
I think...
I understand it would be hard to, like,
that Sonic...
rise of it.
Or just the Sonic in general. As much as it's a staple of Doctor Who, needs to go. I think as much as it's like every Doctor, it's like, how cool is it going to be to see their Sonic?
Their new Sonic.
In Classic Who, right? I think it like came in like the second or third Doctor's run. I think the second Doctor. I'm not sure. And then in one of Peter Davison's first stories, it literally gets blown up, and then it's not in the rest of Classic Who. So the 6th and 7th Doctor don't have Sonic screwdrivers. I think that's
literally the Psychic Paper, which does show up. And like the Sonic screwdriver is pretty much it's just for writers to be like,
need a hand there?
Yeah,
we got you back.
That's and look, I know it keeps the plot going, but it's little things like that. Sometimes you're just like, okay, Sonic will happen to send heat signals all around the building and confuse the Daleks. And I'm like,
why not?
I'm like, okay, like literally the other day when we were watching Rings of Akaton, the Doctor could like keep a fucking massive stone up with it that's about to fall down, and he uses it against those.
It's one of those things where I'm like, I just think maybe we need to get rid of the Sonic for like a few years.
Maybe
get people used to not using it, and then you can bring it back and have it used sparingly. Maybe Russell was always pretty good with Sonic usage, so perhaps maybe when Russell comes in, it will be a bit better.
But Dan said something today in the group chat, and I thought the same thing. Like the little knob bit on the end spins.
I've noticed that before. I don't think that's been there from the start. It might have been, but I think
like, what?
It might have been in Flux. I noticed it or something.
Okay, I was like, the fuck.
But it's not the first time. The Flux. What? The Flux. Crazy.
Yeah, I thought the whole Groundhog Day thing though worked really well, and you're right. The whole 1 minute thing, and one thing I really liked, which I thought really kept the stakes high, was like if you died in the minute that's about to go, you'd stay dead. I thought that was really cool because obviously you couldn't go back.
Yeah,
I thought that was great.
That was clever. Yeah, raise the stakes. It was great when she was like, sorry, I should think of her name. The new guest cast member, the chick, Sarah. Aisling B plays Sarah, and then Adjani Salmon plays Nick. Probably pronounced those names wrong.
They were both great.
They were both great.
I thought they fit the episode so well.
Really funny, fit the vibe. But when Sarah is saying like, no, you don't understand. Yeah. If Nick dies now, no, you knocked your mic over. If Nick dies now, then he's gonna be dead forever. And then the Doctor was like, oh fuck.
It's like, maybe I balls up a little bit. Okay, yeah. I'll go and slaughter it out. Yeah, that was one of those things I was saying to you about. That, like, I thought really fit, and the Doctor was actually kind of getting like called out for stuff that was kind of necessary. Like the Doctor sometimes doesn't think a lot about people being like, especially Peace Doctor would sometimes forget it just because people died. Like he'd just be like, all right, now move on, and one's like, no, what the fuck, and it's like kind of would have been the same thing. It's like Nick could have died, and it's like, no, fuck that, that's not necessary. We need to save him. Like, I thought the whole like ex-girlfriend thing was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was very weird.
That was pretty funny.
But, like,
bit
funny.
weird, but but I do like. But that's the whole. I do like how. I thought the lines were delivered perfectly. It was like, that is weird, and they just kept going like, no, that is. Oh, he's like, he's standing right here. Yeah, but that is weird. Like I thought that stuff was really really fun. Yeah, you're right. Good. The jokes were not cringe.
I like Jeff. Was that called Jeff?
The bloke who just like fucking didn't show up to work
and just stores the most random shit.
Oh my god!
In all the places,
fireworks and stuff.
Yeah. It like made Jeff was kind of like an easy plot device that made the story kind of move forward a bit. Like, even though it was like funny, but like he explained weird things, like the fireworks were his, weren't they? Like stuff like that. It all kind of it helped the plot, but was also really funny.
Yeah. And he lived in the fucking thing.
Yeah.
He lived in this.
So he might have still been in there.
Right? I was expecting. I was like, oh, was someone else going to show up now? And they didn't.
Yeah. How good was the VFX shot at the end, by the way? I thought of it looked really beautiful when the building blew up and then all the fireworks came up.
I did think it was really dumb the whole building blew up, but yeah, it was cool to see the fireworks.
Well, they had there was like that explosive liquid shit in there, wasn't there?
I still think it's kind of fucking dumb that the whole building was like. But hey, it's Doctor Who. Do you know? I didn't know since I hopped on Twitter. You know that guy is like taking a video of the fireworks.
Yeah.
That's the geezer from episode 1. He's from the Women Who Fell to Earth. You know that guy that is that. Remember that guy that what's his name's after?
Dude, like the Halloween guy?
It's like the guy who works on that fucking crane. He was on the train at the time, and that's why the thing came down. It's really. I
did think I recognized him.
Yeah, so did I.
And I was like, what is he doing though? What is he?
No, because when I saw him, I was like, oh, maybe he's just like an actor that I've noticed before or something else. I was like, no, he was from Women Who Fell to Earth. He's the guy who was on the train, and he works at that fucking. He like operates the crane. I'm trying to find a photo because I saw it on.
Oh, and he has to do the whole.
This guy.
Yeah, no, I know what he looks like. My god!
So he's the guy who operates. I know you probably can't see that.
He operates the crane.
He operates the crane in Women Who Fell to Earth. Yeah,
that's so
it's
funny.
Carl from the Women Who Fell to Earth. Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. They brought him back for a quick scene.
Yeah, more of that. Yeah, Carl, Johnny Dixon.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. That's so funny.
That is so funny that they brought him back. That's amazing.
I love little stuff like that though. Like that's a really nice little thing that keeps like making it feel like its own.
Feels like a world, but also like it's a funny gag.
It's hilarious. Like, I thought, but at first I didn't know who it was. I was like, oh, who is that? Like,
yeah, I would have.
Twitter and saw.
Would have been better if I'd like realized at the start. But it's been that long since I watched that episode now.
Yeah, I try and stay away from phones with anything before going on.
Yeah, I had the Sea Devil thing spoiled for me.
So did I, because I got Doctor Who on YouTube on Bell Alert.
Yeah,
so
okay.
it tells me every video, and it's like, what's it called? The
Legend of the Sea Devils.
I'm like, okay, they're back.
Yeah, I literally like.
I was like, well, that's good.
I opened up my phone, and I wasn't going to open up any social media, but I had a notification come up from Twitter, and it was just like a for you, like it was a Twitter, like when Twitter recommends things for you, and I got a notification for it, and it was like the Sea Devils are back, and I was like,
good God,
nice one.
Good
Perks
God.
of living in Australia is you can never. It's very hard to go without having this stuff spoiled for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so he was on the same train and the coil. Oh man, Carl, you're the man.
He's back.
He's back, baby. That little cameo, good display.
I hope we get little stuff like that in like Joey's last episode, just to be like, there was some fun stuff in it that you can call back to.
Yeah, I do want them to bring back the Halloween guy.
Oh my God.
I always thought that would be like funny to do, like whenever there's like a big globe story, like have him. In the last Dalek special, Revolution of the Daleks, like have him come face to face with a Dalek and be like, "Oi,
all right, lad,
what do you want?" Like that kind of shit. Maybe like against the Sontarans or something in Flux. Like just have him like between Jodie's run, have him rock up like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah,
I think would have been quite funny.
Yeah, that was stuff like that is really cool. So the fact they did that was good. So what did you think of the main plot servicing around the idea of them like rebooting the TARDIS because it got so fucked from the Flux? Like,
I think it makes sense. It would have been like, I felt like because I don't know, I didn't think it was just because of flux that the TARDIS was being fucked up.
Hey. It started before the flux. It started going a bit.
Well, the flux was happening whilst the TARDIS was
I
getting
guess.
messed up, you know?
True.
So like, yeah, it does make sense. I think I maybe just expected a little bit more.
I was like, maybe it'll last to Jodie's last.
Yeah, but still, I think it was fine for this. It was cool. Explain the plot. I thought it was cool when they were like running out and all the TARDIS was like starting to reset around her. And yeah, Sagan's score was like cool in that moment.
Some really cool stuff actually. Like some really cool directions, some really awesome shots. Like even when they ran out the TARDIS, it just was like a really cool pullback shot. Like it just looked sick. And you're right, that shot of all five of them together with like Jodie in the center. Yeah, great stuff. Like,
and then there's that moment where, what did they say? The Doctor like says something, and then it like spins around all of the companions saying like deal.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Some really neat direction for a first timer.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great choice. It's great to get like a little indie director as well.
I wish Jodie's speech had been shot a little bit more flatteringly. I thought it was just kind of like a bit basic. The shots were a bit boring for it. Like it could have been like her moment.
It's like, we don't get any of these.
Yeah, and it just felt like it was shot like over the shoulder of characters. Like, you know how Matt's speech in Rings, it's got that awesome silhouetted shot. And even like the shots that aren't that, I like these nice like crane shots coming down on him and stuff. Not saying we needed that level of stuff, but like I think like little things like maybe having her run up to the top of the stairs, turn around, and deliver the speech from the top of the stairs down to the others, and then you could have like a cool like dolly pushing in shot as she gives the speech. I think that maybe would have been just that could have been like her moment, you know, one of her moments.
I really appreciate when the first deja vu scene, I guess you could say, when the first minute had passed, the first time round, they had some Dutch angles.
Yeah, the Dutch tilts. They were really cool, hey?
I know, there's some cool stuff like that where you're like, I see you. I hear
you doing some stuff in there.
I know it's you.
I see you, Anita.
I guess that's kind of it, really. I mean, like, the ending was sweet. I was like, oh, please end well. And I thought the ending actually was really cool and satisfying.
Yeah, for once, Chibnall sticks the landing with the ending, doesn't he?
Yeah. Again, like, I guess a script like this isn't that hard to, like, cock up, per se, because it's, like, a bit of a, like I said, like a kind of used trope, and I guess you could just kind of, like, make the building blow up and that's it. But I liked it. I liked it. I thought it was funny how they just go on holiday afterwards. I'm like, why not? My parents did that when they first met. They just randomly went on holiday together.
That's cool.
So it does happen.
It does.
I saw a few people on Twitter
Non-COVID.
Why would you? Yeah, I love that, by the way. No COVID, yeah. I saw people on Twitter going like, well, you wouldn't just go away with someone. I'm like, first of all, they've known each other a while. And second of all, people do that. So.
Yeah, you so would, I think. Yeah, I know people that have done that stuff and people that meet on holiday and then they spend a bit of time traveling and stuff.
Why not?
Why the hell not?
COVID
yeah.
In this world.
In Doctor Who universe, thank God.
Will Doctor Who address COVID?
I hope.
I remember those articles. Well, that goes around with every show. It's like, will it address COVID? The only show I've watched that's addressed it is Curb Enthusiasm, and it barely addresses it.
Yeah.
But if any show is going to do it, I think that's the right one to do, because it's like, that just goes whenever it airs, it's like the same year, and it's just like about events that are happening in the world. So like, that's the only show I've watched that's actually addressed it.
Yeah, cool.
Which is fine. It's an escapism. I remember like literally when I was watching the episode, like some fucking COVID like recommended for you tweet came up, and I was like, it's just so depressing all the time, and I was like, this is just like not what I want to see right now. Like watching Daleks in a fucking storage unit chasing the Doctor.
Give me that shit.
I'm like, come on, this is my escapism. Like, it was just nice to get away from it all for a while, you know.
Did you like the because they're an execution squad? They had the revolving gun.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. Hey.
I loved it.
Awesome.
The execution squad, that's fucking sick. Yeah, more Dalek stories like this, please. Like,
and I like the kind of reveal of it as well, because it was like just the head turned and then the whole body turned, and you kind of saw it properly.
Daleks learn. And
yeah.
It's like, beep, 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 beep. Yeah, I love it.
Some of the Dalek dialogue was a bit like silly.
They kept going, Daleks do not.
Yeah.
Daleks do not.
Yeah, there was most of the dialogue I think was a lot better, but there was definitely bits where it was like, once again, exposition heavy. Like the first sentence was a paragraph from Alison B, whatever her name is. Her character just going like, okay, so I was given the storage unit, and now I'm here. I've been here every New Year's Eve. Jeff hasn't shown up once, and he was just like giving us a recap of where the story is right now.
Okay, this is where we are.
Yeah.
Nah, you just come to get used to it, I guess. But it's definitely, if it's any, I can't find the right sentence for this, but if it makes you feel any better, that's it. I feel like it has gotten better.
Yeah, I agree. I think
right near the end.
Something that I would have liked is if they somehow tried to maybe tie it into the previous 2 Dalek specials. Not in a big way. I don't mean go up and do another big Dalek invasion or anything, but even just having like little references to because the Daleks invaded last year, you know. And
yeah, I know.
And, yeah. So I kind of feel like, because those first 2 very much work together, Resolution and Revolution, they're very much like partners in crime. And then this one is like the third part of the Dalek trilogy, but it's not really because it's very much its own story. I was thinking maybe even something that could have been funny to tie it in would be them like going through all of Jeff's like rooms and stuff, and they're trying to figure out a way to like stop the Daleks. And then they open up a container, and it's got like one of the Daleks made by humans in it.
Right.
That comes out, and then they like manage to hack into that to shoot them up for a sec. I thought maybe that would be like a funny way of being like, fuck it, somehow Jeff has one of these Daleks.
But there was literally no times at all, hey?
Yeah. Would have been nice to tie him in a bit, but I'm still very happy with the episode we got.
Same. So. I'm so glad they didn't try and do, like I said, another one of those like big Dalek Earth stories. I really disliked the last 2.
Yeah.
So to really enjoy this one was just like something that was just I needed it, and I feel like I got it.
Nice little Dalek episode.
I guess the last thing to say is really that they kind of call out once again in the TARDIS for not talking. How many times are we going to end the episode with Jodie going?
Yeah, I thought that was going to be the last shot, and I was like, not again. And then they did go and do some other stuff, but as last we saw of them. Yeah, that was a bit.
I guess.
Naff.
Yeah, I mean, I next we've got what's it called again? I keep forgetting.
Legend of the Sea Devils.
Okay,
That's
cool.
a great title.
That's
really like
cool.
that. I think it's great to have him back. I love the design. It looks really cool. I think
looks lovely. Yeah.
This whole like Asian pirates thing sounds so cool to me. I'm glad. Pretty sure it's I think it's an Asian director.
Yeah, you were saying. Yeah.
I can't remember who the writer is. See if I can find it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if it's going to be like, I don't know. I wonder how much they're going to start addressing Jodie's like, and because it barely got addressed here.
Yeah.
Only little bits and pieces.
No, I agree. Look at that design.
I know that design is beautiful.
That is such a lovely design. That's striking.
I'm shocked none of that got leaked.
Yeah, because they're like filming on location and stuff. So
yeah.
It'd be nice to, even though I think this worked really well in a closed setting. I think we need next month that in like Easter's episode to be like a bit more location dependent.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So the synopsis for Legend of the Sea Devils reads: the episode finds the Doctor, Yaz, and Dan in 19th century China, where a small coastal village is under threat from both the fearsome pirate queen Madame Ching and a monstrous alien force which she unwittingly unleashes. While the Doctor, Yaz, and Dan emerge from this swashbuckling battle with the sea... will the Doctor, Yaz, and Dan emerge from this swashbuckling battle with the Sea Devils to save the planet? Answer, probably yes. But, yeah, so that's really cool to me. I think that's awesome. So the special will mark the Devils' first appearance in Doctor Who since 1984's Warrior of the Deep, and only their third major appearance overall, including their debut in 1972's The Sea Devils. So then it took 12 years to bring them back after The Sea Devils for Warriors of the Deep in 84. Wow, 84. I thought Sea Devils hadn't been seen since like the Pertwee era, but that's 84. Warriors of the Deep. Who's that? 84. 83 would have been the 5 Doctors. So would that be... I think that's Peter Davison's last series, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. I think Peter Davison's last series or something. So that's mad.
What were their deal, the Sea Devils? What were their deal?
I don't know. I've never seen an episode of them.
Oh, okay.
So I'd...
Maybe we can peep one out before this episode.
Yeah, that'd be
cool.
Yeah, have a peep. Figure out the backstory.
Yeah, I hope for this episode, I don't expect it to be like, you know, like the fucking first part of a final. I just hope it just like kind of addresses a few things.
Yeah. It does say Doctor Who returns this spring with Legends of the Sea Devil, so it sounds like it's going to be Easter time.
Yeah, it must be.
Oh yeah, literally straight up on the Doctor Who website here.
Yeah, I don't
says
see
it.
why it wouldn't be.
Ain't that lovely? Ain't she lovely? Just tell me who the director is. I can't.
It'll probably say on Wikipedia.
Yeah, but sometimes they don't have the Wikipedia pages up until after the episode. Director's cut. No, that's the Sea Devils. I want Legend of the Sea Devils. Okay, well, look.
These new stories, bro, they're just hard to find.
It's hard to do our job for, and then you just get awkward dead air of us faffing around for a bit. Oh well, cool. All right. Did you say you had a couple of reviews from people to go through? Because I've not posted about it.
Yeah, I've got a few. Yeah. Well, I've got a few things to say at least.
Yeah.
People.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Dylan might have sent me one thing. I don't remember. Let's have a looky look. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's the time where we want to hear about what the fans have to say. Fans of Doctor Who, friends of our show. It's time for Just Twitter Tings. Alright, so here's what Dylan had to say. A very mixed bag. Chibnall's sense of humour is starting to annoy me. The side characters were fine, but nothing to write home about. All the good stuff is with the Doctor, Yaz, and Dan, and even them, I'm still sat here wondering why Dan is on board the TARDIS in the first place. Not to discredit John Bishop, who I think he had some of the funniest moments in the episode. How funny was it when there was one line where he really stood up for himself towards the Daleks or something?
Yeah, he's like, "Oi!" Yeah.
Yeah.
The inferior human. He's like, "Oi!"
Yeah, who are you calling inferior?
Yeah, who you calling inferior?
Yeah. I also like him calling Yas Sheffield.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Classic,
Anyways,
cool back.
Dylan goes on with, Mandip Girl's performance really stood out to me in this episode, especially in the I've Never Told Anyone scene. In my opinion, that scene has some of the best writing and acting from the entirety of the Chibnall era. Jodie gives a decent performance, but at this point, I'm starting to notice all her quirks and mannerisms in a way that is reminding me of the late Smith era 11, and they're beginning to get on my nerves. Oh, and Thasmin is official. Kinda. That's cool. 6 out of 10. Can't wait to see the Sea Devils. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's our boy Dylan. And just whilst we're on the subject of Twitter, it all seems to be pretty positive about the episode.
I thought so. I tried to have a bit of a look before, and I think it was pretty positive.
Yeah, it's great. People raging about Thasmin. Look at this one. Don't go acting all innocent now. It's the lady just screaming because everyone's so emotional about Thasmin. Got a thing from Joe Martin behind the scenes saying Jodie's still delicious. And there's this girl called Zoe who I see on Twitter quite a lot as a screenshot of Patrick Charlton saying, "Well, this is gay." I love Twitter. What a place to be.
We love Doctor Who Twitter.
It's gotten a lot better recently. It used to be a lot of just...
Yeah, it's nice to see the community kind of all coming together and enjoying life.
Okay, yeah, go on. What do you got over on Insta, mate?
Put out a poll yesterday. Hype for either Daleks. Yes, got 92%. No, got 8. So that's good. I said, what are you looking forward to the most? Tom Cruise or Bill Murray, which is great. None of them showed up. Sorry, Xavier. And Shane said Daleks. They did show up. So.
They did. Can confirm the Daleks.
So Shane's happy.
Shane, man, you're a psychic.
Did you like either Daleks? Yes, got 100%. And that is it. I got one review from Dan, our good friend Danny Raid. He said, I loved it. What a flapper. Best Dalek episode in years, easily. What's flapper mean?
I don't know.
Is that a thing that people say?
What, I know, like a flapper girl is like from the Great Gatsby kind of thing. With
well, there you go. It means a Great Gatsby girl.
Yeah, it means a sexy episode, maybe.
Oh dear. I don't think Jacob or Dylan realised this episode. Even the Daleks.
Oh no,
that
Jacob.
was painfully average.
Oh, you're painfully average.
Oh dear.
Oh shit.
Well, that was painfully average. There was some good moments, such as the TARDIS resetting itself. However, this episode just plodded along and did the usual time loop tropes. I don't care much for Yaz and 13 because I don't like the Doctor companion relationships. I didn't like 10 and Rose, 10 and Martha, Clara and 11. I still don't enjoy it now. 5 out of 10. Yeah, look, I agree with the whole relationship things, but I think the internet asks and it gets what it wants. It's like that whole fucking Raylo thing. Remember that Raylo thing was like a massive.
Yeah, but I do also think that perhaps there's been a bit of a long game being played with the Doctor, and it's like perhaps because in series 12 there's like a little moment about like a little beat of it. So I'm I am wondering if, and the fact that they kept her on and didn't send her off with the rest of the fam, kind of makes me feel like there was some intentions there. Having her like be like begging for a reason of like, I didn't want to. You know how she was kind of looking for a reason to stay with the Doctor because Graham and Ryan were leaving, and she was like, "I don't want to go. That's fine, right?" And it's kind of one of those things where I feel like she wants to stay because she wanted to still be with the Doctor. So I reckon maybe there's a bit more merit to it.
It's been a year since Graham and Ryan had left.
That's crazy. I thought there was going to be a reference there when she was like, "I didn't tell anyone, not even Graham and Ryan."
It's been a year since they left.
Yeah, damn. But well, for her, it's been like 5 years now.
Oh my god, true.
Yeah. Wonder where Graham and Ryan were during the Great Flux event.
I don't know. Hey, they were like, "Granddad, you think the Doctor?"
I think the Doctor's up there right now. I can't act for shit.
He is son. He is son.
Ryan Sinclair.
He is son. She's up there.
He is son. All right, Granddad.
We're in unit, helping out. Well, Graham's coming back. So why isn't Ryan? I want to see Ryan Sinclair.
Yeah, it might just be a scene though. I don't know.
When Ryan comes back on, Aiden will be like, "Ryan Sinclair,
don't
don't you dare! Don't you dare!"
Oh man,
I like Ryan.
Nah.
Dude,
bad.
Ryan does so bad in polls when it comes to like the best companion. Dan always sweeps. Then it's normally Yaz, then Graham, and then Ryan gets like...
Yeah.
That's the second poll thing where Ryan's had like 2%.
Yeah. It's just not very
Aiden
good.
was one of those 2%.
I think it's... I do think Toast and Cole can... I've not seen him in much. The only other thing I've seen him in is Force Awakens, actually.
Star Wars.
And in Force Awakens, though, he's got a lot of energy. And we never really got to see any of that in...
He's in the X-Wing going... Woo,
so he's in... Yeah, in the X-Wing, yeah.
Let's go.
He's like, yo! That kind of classic cockpit shot of him. Like, yo! Yeah. Anywho. Anywho. Connor, what would you like to rate Eve of the Daleks?
Alright, you ready for this shit?
I'm not ready, but hit me.
I was about to say, this is the highest rating I've ever given for an episode, but I think I gave one of these bad boys in the flux. I'm sure you can tell me, Aiden. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Wow, you definitely did give it an 8 out of 10 during...
I think I gave 8 to Sontaran.
War of the Sontarans.
I gave 8.5. Okay, so I have given it better, Ryan.
Oh yeah, you did. Sorry, that was my ratings. I was looking at.
Yeah, I reckon I enjoyed War of the Sontarans more, but I know I said this is my favourite Tribunal skill. It doesn't make sense. I'm contradicting myself
you're a
little
mess.
bit here. I'm a
it's
mess.
hard, well, because this one's so contained.
I'm a mess. I'm sorry.
It works, but with War of the Sontarans, you kind of have the baggage of
oh god
the rest of it. You know,
it's like that thing you published earlier today. It was like you gave The Hangover and Phantom Thread the same score, but I get what you mean. Like it's hard to like sometimes.
Yeah. Because sometimes you like things for different reasons. And
that's Aiden's letterbox, by the way.
Yeah, hit me up on letterbox at Aiden Green. Don't know what I think it might be Greeny_Pro or something.
Can you follow people on letterbox? I don't have letterbox.
Yeah, I've got like a bunch of like mates and stuff that have it, and we like all like and comment on each other's reviews and stuff like that.
Oh, I don't know. People posting it on Twitter. It's like, this is what I watched. I'm like,
isn't it fun?
It's a bit fun.
Yeah,
I'm just being a Christmas Grinch, Aiden.
You're just boring. You're just like, oh, well, all I watched was fucking The Lighthouse and repeat for 31 days. Oh.
Strangely accurate. Thank you, Aiden.
All right. What am I going to... Ask me. What are you
going to give it?
Oh, thanks for asking.
That's all right.
I'm going to give Eve of the Daleks a 7.75, I think. Yeah, it's like not quite 7.5. Close to an 8, baby. But I don't think it's 8 level 8, you know. I don't think... Yeah, once again, I don't know. Do I enjoy this more than War of the Sontarans? I don't know. I don't know. But it's definitely better than every other episode in Flux, I'd say. It's up there with War of the Sontarans for like my top 2. I'd say this 2 and Haunting of Villa Diodati are like my favourite 3 Chibnall stories so far.
Really excited to see what they do for the final episode, because now we know quite a bit of information about the second last, but we literally know next to nothing about the final, except the units in it. And
that was a prop master on the set.
Oh god.
That was yeah.
And Graham O'Brien's going to be in it.
That's correct. And
Goodbye, Doc.
I think we know Jacob Anderson was seen on set. Like, not on set.
That'd be cool.
He was seen in Cardiff at the time they were filming.
I would like to see Vinda back again. I like Vinda a lot.
Did who did he see? Did Dylan tell you that he saw... Who did he see? He saw Sacha Dhawan?
He met Sacha?
Yeah.
Wait,
saw him. He bumped into him at a train station, I think.
Really? Did he say hi?
I don't think... No, I think he said he was too spooked.
Yeah, it's scary sometimes.
But yeah, and I think it was like... I don't know. Where did Dylan see him? I don't know.
In London?
But Dylan said it like tied up with what they were shooting at the moment or something.
Oh, okay.
That he'd see him there. So,
Hey, Sasha, are you in the new Doctor Who special?
Sash, tell me.
You know I
Sasha,
can't
I
answer
love
that.
you in Line of Duty.
Yeah. I love you in Sherlock season 4 episode 1.
Yeah.
The 6 matches.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. He's also in
Adventure in Space
Dracula
and Time.
season 1 episode 2.
Yeah, he is. He's very good in that. I
Yeah,
must
he
say,
is
as
good.
well. And yeah, Adventure in Space and Time.
Yeah,
There's the
I saw John Bernthal was filming The Punisher in my hotel in New York City, so I saw him.
Yeah.
But I was too sweet to go over as well, especially since I just walked on the set.
Yeah, I've never been lucky enough to have an experience like that, I'm afraid.
I met one of the guys from Impractical Jokers in America as well.
Well, I met Alpha Dava with you, but that was at Comic-Con, so it's kind of a cheat.
No, you also met the guy from Primeval.
No, I didn't.
You did. You said you saw him at breakfast in your hotel room.
No, I said...
Not in your hotel room, at your hotel.
I was in a hotel in London, and I was going down the elevator, and in front of me was a guy that looked an awful lot like...
Resembled him.
I think his name is Danny from Primeval.
He takes over from Cutter.
Yeah, when Cutter dies. Primeval spoilers, sorry, 2007. But, I don't know, I think that was 2009, season 3. But yeah, I don't know if it was him. He looked a bit older, but granted, I think this was like 10 years after Primeval finished. Yeah.
Dan saw Bill
him.
Nye.
Really?
Bill Nye.
Damn.
Yeah, well, I don't think he said hi, but yeah, in Queensland.
Oh, I've seen Bonnie Wright.
Queensland. Yes.
Ginny from Harry Potter.
Yes.
I've seen her at a
Have you watched
theatre in London.
Have you watched that?
Only came out yesterday.
Yeah.
But yes.
You started yet?
Yeah, Nicole wanted to watch it, and I was like, sure.
I watched like a good 30 minutes of it. I actually think it's really nice.
I thought it was nice. I was glad that it looks pretty good, and then you have J.K. Rowling shots.
Bro,
that looked
that's
horrendous.
so funny.
And I'm like, fuck you, J.K.
That's
You look
so
bad.
So she's not in it, and then like when they do show the old clip of her, it's like from 2019. In the corner, it literally says like from 2019.
So it's old footage.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see
it's
that.
Taken from, because I remember them saying like she's not in it, which is weird because they reference her a lot and they show like old footage. But they kind of made it sound like they wouldn't.
They
really,
definitely didn't.
How can you not though? Like, how can
yeah,
you not
exactly.
reference her?
Yeah.
Bro,
no, it was nice.
Do it. It's crazy. Imagine that coming out and you being like, I'm not even a part of it, and she like, it's just crazy.
She still fucking profits from it though, which is the
100%.
That's the only thing where I'm like,
That's the weird part.
I don't want to support her. Like, I just want her.
It's just
I'd
hurtful,
love
you know?
if Harry Potter, the franchise, even though I think it's being milked, which isn't necessarily like they could milk it, but do it good. You know, the thing is, Fantastic Beasts is pretty fucking garbage, and all that. So, but I don't mind if they keep building this world and making more content from Harry Potter. If they're just like, we're gonna do it without you now, JK, and like I don't know if this is a problem, like law wise, like if she's contracted in or something.
Probably.
But like, if they could get to a point where they're just like, okay, JK, we're gonna do this without you now, and they just slice her off, then that would maybe bring back a bit of the magic for Potter for me. I'll admit that I was watching some scenes where I was like, this is nice.
It was nice.
This is nice. It did, because I used to love Harry Potter, but I've not watched it in like a year and a half just because it's so like, all that shit.
I know. It's sad because it meant so much to so many people, and it clearly upset a lot of people, and she just seems so like
oblivious.
Yeah. It's just sad because it meant so much to the people, especially in that community as well.
Yeah.
I think that's just the most hurtful thing, is that it genuinely did just really hurt people, and she just seems so oblivious to why. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand that you really hurt people? It's hard. It was really cool to see like Columbus and Alfonso and all that. That was really cool.
Seeing Alfonso, and I loved Chris Columbus. He's a great like big blockbuster director kind of guy, right? And I was saying to Nick, you can just see the difference between him and Alfonso.
Yeah.
Like Alfonso Cuarón is a brilliant director.
Yeah.
Have you seen Roma?
Yes.
So good, dude.
Yeah.
It's ridiculously good.
Won Best Picture in 2000.
I think so. He definitely got
something.
noms.
I think it won Best Picture, yeah.
Yeah, and you could see that when they were interviewing Columbus, he was all there, like, you know, talking about a lot of the production side of it, and kind of the scale of it all, and he was there kind of taking compliments and dishing off compliments and stuff. Whereas Alfonso was sat there, like, talking about character and how big these beats were for him and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love that,
yeah, and I was like, that's something that it shows. And I'm also glad this is... Yeah, sorry. That's not really spoilers, surely.
No.
It only came out yesterday, but yeah, just...
I thought I haven't finished it yet, but I was really enjoying watching it. Actually, it was actually really kind of sweet. I think
Yeah.
It's just so sad. So many members of the cast have like passed away.
Have you got to the bit where they kind of reference that? Like,
No, I'm up to when they're just talking about Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, okay.
So,
I think it's between like 6 and 7. They start to talk about that, and they make a pretty big deal out of it. And it's a shame. It
was just late, and fucking Kim was falling asleep on the couch. I was like, oh, we better just go to bed. So I was like, I'll watch some more of it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was really enjoying it. I thought when I see these reunion things, I'm like, oh, these are just so cringe. But
I didn't care for the Friends one at all or anything.
I never watched it. The second they say James Corden, I'm like, no, I'm out. Even though I actually never watched Friends my entire life.
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
No, this was definitely seemed... It was alright. It's definitely that made for money. You know?
Oh, yeah.
It's 100% made for money. It was cool that they shot in all the sets that are in London. Have you ever done that studio tour in London?
I tried. No, totally booked out when I went back last in 2016.
Here's a little flex. 3 times I have been. Because every time I've been, there's been like a new exhibit opened up there.
That is a flex.
Like first time it was all, everything there was shit there. And the second time I went, they'd opened up the Forbidden Forest side of it. So they had all sets from that in there. And the next time I went, they opened up a big platform 9 3/4 part. I had the train in there. All this other cool shit. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's right. Well, I did all that stuff in Orlando.
Yeah, but
at Universal.
Actual sets.
Yeah,
I have done it in Universal as well.
To be fair, that Universal was fucking awesome. Their attention to detail was insane.
That shit is insane.
I don't know. Dude, they must have spent like fucking bank on that. I'm talking like multi-million.
Yeah.
Because like it was so like the attention to detail. Like you go down like a little like hallway and you look up into like the corner and there'll be like some reference. Like, it's like tiny little things hidden. It was just like.
Did you go on the Hogwarts Express?
Yes.
Dude, that's so cool.
Yes.
Hey, it's so awesome.
I did all the rides as well. All that.
Yeah. I think I did all the rides. Yeah. I thought the rides were maybe a bit of a letdown.
Did you do the 2 dragon ones?
Yeah, the dragon one. Oh, fuck, I don't even remember what they were.
There's 2 roller coasters ones that I did.
Yeah.
I
remember one being better than the other.
There's one where like you're pretty much just like strapped to like a thing and you go through the sets. That was pretty cool when you're like surfing and you go through the sets. That was I remember my dad getting motion sick on it and all that shit. So we couldn't go on anymore with him. That was funny. That was just really cool. It's just like it's expensive merch and you got to buy it because you're there. And,
I got my jumper from there. And
it's like cost you like fucking $100 USD or something like that. But you're like, hey, you got to do it.
You got to do it.
Which is how they get you because they're like. Oh, they'll buy it because they're on holiday. I remember getting a few things. But it was so fun, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do want to do it one day, eventually when we can go back, which hopefully will be soon.
Yeah, it's cool seeing how they do shit,
It is, yeah. There's a lot of magic in that, no pun intended, film. But it's just sad how it kind of ended up. And then there's all this Fantastic Beast shite, which I don't care for at all.
Yeah. It is cool. They shoot Fantastic Beasts just down the road from that studio. So, like, when I was there, they had, like, big wall sets up that you could see. I think they were filming the second Fantastic Beast at the time. And you could see, like, giant green screens, but then, like, building, like, the green screens were there to cover behind the windows and stuff. And that there was, like, big, like, Colosseum, like, walls there. I think it might have been, like, the climax of Fantastic Beasts.
Right.
That set, because that was
you
quite a
saw
big
Eddie
set.
Redmayne, he was like, hello,
yeah, Eddie Redmayne came up and was like, hey, man, can you take over everything? We're going to fire J.K. We're going to fire David Yates.
Young Muggle, can you take over?
I'm actually doing Fantastic Beasts 3.
I'm interested to see what David Yates has to say about the last 4 movies. Because he did all 4.
Was he even in it?
They didn't bring Yates back?
I think they did.
They must have.
They must have, right?
Because they bring back anyone.
I just don't think he, like... I don't remember him saying anything of interest.
He did Phoenix all the way up to part 2, didn't he?
Yeah, it just depends, because he might have been working on Fantastic Beasts 3 at the time.
Maybe.
Because, yeah, he does the last 4 Potters, and then he's doing all 5 Fantastic Beasts.
Crazy. Give someone else a try.
Let someone else try
Bro,
first.
I'm sure you'd be so bored by the end. You're like, oh, the Potter movies.
Yeah, kill me.
Yeah, it's a shame that obviously some of the cast couldn't make it just due to like scheduling, but they got quite a few. I feel like you sometimes felt like it was just like, who they could get.
Well, I think it's like budget things as well. Like I don't think they could have afforded to get Robert Pattinson back just to do one bit. I don't think they would have afforded to get him back.
The film, I remember.
Now I do Batman.
Now I'm Batman.
Now in Batman.
I'm not sure if you heard.
The main one I thought was missing was Dumbledore.
Yeah, true.
He's not there.
I guess maybe it was budgeting, maybe it was scheduling.
Yeah, probably a combination of both.
Yeah. It was good to see like Gary Oldman. Sorry, That was cool.
Yeah, he was there. That was nice.
That was nice, and yeah, to see them all together was cool.
Yeah, and they had what's her name, the Bellatrix Lestrange actor.
Yes.
She's really good. She's a great actress. Yes, that was cool. Anyways, that was Harry Potter, the 50% Harry Potter podcast. We went on such a tangent about Harry Potter there. Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, it's hot news, eh? It's hot off the press.
Hot off the press.
Good old binge in Australia. That's how you watch it if you want to watch it.
If you want to binge it.
Exactly.
It really wasn't that funny.
Exactly.
It really wasn't that funny.
Did you get it?
Wow.
You did it.
Thank you for joining us to discuss Eve of the Daleks. What an episode. It was great to have a good, solid, standalone episode of Doctor Who and a Dalek special, I must say. And thanks for listening to us riff raff. Bring on 2022. More episodes to come. Hyde next week.
What are you talking about? You won't see us until Easter when we review.
Yeah, that's it. We're not doing an episode for 4 months.
Goodbye.
Kidding. God,
Jokes.
Guys. Jokes on you, idiots.
We would have hit episode 100 by then.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, cool. What are we on? Like 90 something like that?
Well, this episode is episode. Oh fuck. This episode is episode 88, and we've written 89. Sorry, we've written it.
It's been
we actually script all these podcast episodes word for word.
It's in post production right now.
Yes, we have
We're color grading
Hyde, which is episode 89 of our show. So then episodes 90 to 93 will be Journey to the Center of the TARDIS through to Name of the Doctor. And then from there, we're going to take a little bit of detour from our time on Doctor Who. Well, we'll continue Doctor Who, but we're going to do a month of classic
a deep
Doctor
dive.
Who. Wow, big announcement, controversial. That's the headline.
Controversial?
No, it's not controversial.
Okay.
But we're going to do, I think, if we do 4 episodes, then that's 4 stories from Classic Who, then that's 94, 95, 96, 97. I know you said you want to do 4, but I feel like we should do 5 years up to 98. Because then we can cover more Doctors for you.
Yeah.
And you kind of get... Because I was thinking... We do Pertwee, we do the 3 Doctors.
Yeah.
And that way you get to see a bit of all 3 of them, even though Hartnell's not really in it that much.
Mm-hmm.
But also that's a great story. And then Tom Baker, I'll get you one of the best Baker stories. Not Genesis, that's too obvious. Do a Davison.
Earthshot.
Do a Colin Baker.
Trial of the Time Lords.
Oh, actually, but I don't even know. No, well, all 14
Hell yeah, let's go.
No way. Actually,
I love politics and Gallifrey.
I was thinking of maybe skipping Colin. I hate to say that, just because
Rip Colin.
he doesn't have a lot to choose from, and his first series hasn't been remastered yet. It's the only series that I own is Trial of the Time Lord, which is just 14 episodes, and I just don't fancy doing that. So then I think we go do a Sylvester, which I can't wait. I'm going to find you such a crack in Sylvester. They're so silly. And then it'll be cool to do a TV movie, I think.
Awesome. And we're doing Adventure in Space and Time and
then,
5-ish?
Yeah, I reckon we do them in 1.
That's a good idea. I love it.
Time and 5-ish will be episode
Otherwise
99.
we'll run out of room.
Woo! And then episode 100 will be Day of the Doctor.
That's awesome how that planned out pretty well.
Yeah, well, we had to kind of...
Well, it'd be good to do a few classics here and there, I think.
Yeah. Like it'll be. I think once we've done these few, now you'll maybe, if you enjoy them, be a little bit more comfortable, like between each season or something.
Become an expert
doing
in
a classic
Who.
Maybe. Who knows? I don't think you will. I actually am worried that you'll watch the 3 Doctors and you'll be like, Aiden, I can't do 5 weeks of this.
How many parts is?
I'm not gonna give you any 6-parters.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you mainly.
Well, they're like 20 minutes each, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with 4-parters. I think because 4-parters are usually pretty good pacing. It's when they do 6 parts is when you get at least 1 episode that's just quick down this corridor we've been through already. Quick, now down this corridor.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh no, damsel in distress. Guys, thank you so much for listening. A lot of stuff coming in 2022. Any last words, Connor?
Ron. You know.
A 1, a 2, a skilly diddly do. It's Aiden's and Connor's podcast. We're back in 2022. Back in 2022. I am a lyrical genius. That fit perfectly, didn't it?
You should work with Xavier, a fellow musician.
Yes. You'll find that out next week in Hyde. Good night.
Good night. Goodbye.
Can you hear them kisses?
ASMR of Aiden.